Right, so in this video I'm just going to show you the latest update of my Softmod version 1.1.2 that currently isn't out yet. So this Xbox I've reset to factory. So with the new Softmod, when you reset it to factory, it now resets your EEPROM, which means you get this menu upon boot. So, and it also sets your video region depending on what option you select. So if you select PAL, it sets it to PAL, NTSC, it sets it to NTSC. So this basically does a full, basically restore, so to the day you bought it basically. But it also does install all the Softmod saves and stuff like that. So I'm going to use 007 to Softmod this. And whilst it's Softmodding it, I can obviously tell you what's new in it. So now during the Softmod process, I used a tool which I branded Xbox Softmod Toolkit. Now basically this is the config magic source, highly modified, with stuff removed that I don't need, and I use it for my own purposes. Now I've added to it as well, and I've also updated config magic to version 1.6.1, which has a lot of the fixes that I added into this tool. Now during the Softmod, at the end, I would use Xbox Softmod Toolkit to create the Shadow C partition, move a couple of XBE files about, patch the XBE files, and then it would restart, and then it would copy your dashboard into the right place, and then it would load your dashboard. Now with this time it's got a GUI, as you'll see. So this just gives you a look, or it tells you what's happening whilst it's doing it. The other changes is mainly back-end stuff. I've now added like cosmetic changes to the skins and stuff. Down the bottom you'll see installer version 1.1. That's because it's set to PAL. When it's set to NTSC, that you can see is version 1.1.2. I'll fix that as well. But anyway, with this version there's new features in NK patcher settings. You can now null your EEPROM key as you softmodded. Take a disk out. You can now null the EEPROM key and it will lock your hard drive to that new key. This is the new GUI I was talking about. There's also another feature called what I call the persistent Softmod. Essentially what that is it puts your Xbox into a controlled error 16 to put it. That's basically what it does. There's nothing to worry about. Basically you should never be touching anything in the real C partition. If you don't touch anything in the real C partition, then you never need to worry about anything ever again. What the persistent Softmod does is it will always boot the Softmod regardless if you insert an original disk or a backup disk, doesn't matter. Whatever disk you put in, it will always load the Softmod and then load your disk. What that means is 100% protection against updates, which is kind of redundant in my Softmod anyway because I already do that. But it means, say you apply 100% fan speed, or you change the fan speed, or you add flicker filtering, or force 480p. If you inserted an original disk, it would bypass the Softmod and those effects would never be applied. So now you can have 480p on original game discs if you force it, or you can have 100% fan speed always, etc. You can disable it if you want to, and it will revert to what all other soft mods do. It will allow you to basically bypass the soft mod by loading the original disk. But anyway, back to what I was saying, you can now null the EEPROM key. You can now change the video region, and you can disable the persistent soft mod like I said. So right now I'm going to change to NTSC because currently it's in PAL. What I do during the soft mod, as you've seen, it says patching EEPROM. What that does is that sets the video mode to 480p, 720p, and if in PAL it sets it to 60 Hz mode, so it sets it to PAL 60. So basically you don't need to get in and change any settings. If you're in NTSC, it'll automatically be in 480p and stuff like that. Just as it was easier. So this is what happens when you change the video region. Does the exact same function as the Enigma video switcher, except it's fully automatic. Select an option and it will reboot back into NK patcher settings. And now we're in NTSC. Now we're not in 720p, this is 480p because by default I disable 720 on the dashboard, but XBMC and stuff will display in 720 and stuff like that. And if you go to settings and turn that on, it will display in 720, but Unleash X isn't the best dash for 720p mode. So persistent soft mod, like I was saying, is basically a controlled error 16 state. It's 100% safe as long as you don't go about mucking about in the C partition or the real C partition. There's a folder in there that says do not touch anything in here. If you see that folder, do not touch anything in there. Simple as. There's no reason for anybody, even advanced users at all, to be in the real C partition because there is no need whatsoever to be in there. So, like I said, if you don't like it, you can disable it and you just never get into this option again. But if you ever update the soft mod or you reinstall it, you'll have to go in and disable it again if you don't want to use it. But it's 100% safe. Null the hard drive key. Exactly that. It will just turn your hard drive key to all zeros and it will relock your hard drive, and I'll just quickly show you that. It will also set the master password to team assembly. If your hard drive doesn't support the master password, then it doesn't support the master password, simple as. There is some drives out there that don't allow a master password. If that's the case, you will need the EEPROM key, but during this process it's all zeros, so you don't need to worry. There is also a chance that your drive could die. This has got nothing to do with locking, unlocking, this is just, it just happens. I've had 2 drives die on me. Both were original drives that came with the original Xbox. One I locked with config magic. It corrupted, it wouldn't allow me to unlock it. It gave me error 5, or error 6, error 5. Error 6 is unlocked. No, error 6, couldn't unlock the drive. Couldn't get it to work, it just kept doing it. Master password didn't work. The other one was done with Chimp. Same process, locked the drive, lock was successful, rebooted, error 6, couldn't unlock the drive, but these were like 15-year-old drives, so they could have just been on their last legs. The drive I've currently got in the Xbox just now is a 320GB 2.5 inch SATA drive, and it's been unlocked and relocked hundreds of times. And it just works, as you'll see. So this is fully automatic. It tells you what it's doing. And it takes about 40 seconds to do it completely. It will also back up your EEPROM, again with the key if you want to back that up, but it's redundant now because your hard drive is zeroed. It's also 100% foolproof. If for whatever reason EEPROM cannot be written, it will just relock your drive to the current key If your drive cannot be unlocked, it will just exit out. If there's something goes wrong, it will not write the EEPROM, it will just relock the drive back to the old one. If it can't unlock the drive, it will just lock, if say the drive can't be unlocked, it will just exit back out. It's foolproof. You also cannot soft reset out of it, so it disables the IGR, or in-game reset. So you cannot back out halfway through a lock or whatever, so it's a safe again there. It's also used to change, another thing I use, it's called the Xbox Softmod tool, as you see it pops up sometimes in the name. It's used to patch NK Patcher as well for larger hard drives. I use it for quite a few things now, mainly because it saves space, so it makes the Softmod smaller, and also more versatile. I could make it modular, and then that way other people could use it in other soft mods, but there's nobody else making a soft mod, so there's not much point. So that's the hard drive now set up for F and G partitions. Xbox Partitioner is just a placebo button. It does nothing because the soft mod is already set up for Xbox Partitioner or Chimp 26, 1812 or 11 or 12 variants. Kernel fonts, this should only be used if your Xbox randomly freezes, which it shouldn't, but there is the odd Xbox out there it does. Again, this uses the Xbox Softmod toolkit to install it. It will give you information on the screen as to what it's doing. It'll also tell you the font that it's installing, and it will reboot back into NK Patcher settings. Basically it's foolproof, and now if you get in here you will see that this is a version 1.6 Xbox, so that's the kernel that comes on version 1.6s, and that's that installed. Video modes, just your normal stuff, flicker filter. Yeah, most of the changes are kind of back end, just cleaning up some stuff. I redone the Xbox Softmod toolkit, I redone the whole bloody thing, which took a while and a lot of testing and a lot of arsing my EEPROM up. Luckily I've got an EEPROM reader writer, which I can just, it's a Raspberry Pi 0 with wires connected, and all I need to do is hit up on the keyboard and hit enter, and it rewrites my EEPROM back to the Xbox, so I know it's 100% working. I've done all the testing, I've had people test this and it works for them as well, no issues, everything just works. Like I said, it's safe as well, it's got fail safes in the process. The only other thing I can show you is, let's set the fan speed to 100%, and I'll show you the persistent soft mode. I need to turn the light on for this one. So zoom out. Right, so I'll choose a different game. So the fan will kick in. Right, the fan's at 100%. Now, normally when you load an original game it will bypass the soft mod, or if you want to load an original game with the fan speed set to 100%, you would need to boot into the dashboard first, then load the disc. But with the persistent soft mod, as I call it, or controlled error 16, it will always boot into the soft mod first, then load the disc. So you'll get the fan speed, the game will load, crap, Time Splitters 2 doesn't work in the NTSC video mode. Forgot about that. Aye. If you're in the NTSC, you need an NTSC version of Time Splitters. I'm using Toki Race Driver 2. Yeah, take one. Yeah. So, fans kicked in. LED is orange. And the game's loading. And you can soft reset out of the game. Back to your dashboard. And as you can see, it's Race Driver 2. And if I eject it, it's a real game. So I will actually show you me disabling the persistent soft mod, so you can see what the difference is. And I'm also going to turn off the 100% fan because it's annoying. I don't know if I said, I also changed the disc skin and stuff like that. It looks like this skin, but it's also got like the partition sizes and stuff on the right hand side. The information down the right is slightly different. I've done that because you need about 30 megabytes when using the upgrade and update features on the disc. So that will then tell you if you have at least 30 megabytes free. Setting that back to default. And we'll go in and disable the persistent soft mod. Yes, tells you it works like any other soft mod. I'll then restart the Xbox. And that will load back into your soft mod. So go back to looking at the Xbox and I'll tilt you so you can see the LED. Now what will happen is the LED won't change orange and the game will load. Game is loaded. And in this mode, soft resets and stuff don't work because this game has actually bypassed the soft mod. So the benefits of the persistent soft mod is basically IGR and original retail games. Any changes you've made to the fan speed or videos, like forced 480p, will all work across original games. Also, like I said, it would protect you against dashboard updates, but like I said, that's irrelevant now because my soft mod already protects you against them. It will just restart the Xbox if you try to do it. But that's version 1.1.2. There's a change log that comes with it. The test build, you can test this if you want, it's up to you. There'll be a link in the description. It comes with a change log, everything I've changed. There is other stuff that I forgot to put in the change log, minor stuff. But it's a nice update. It should, I mean there's not really much else I can do now to improve the soft mod. You know, the soft mod works like a hard mod now. It will always load into a soft modded state, so it's always modded. Always. Unless you turn it off. So yeah. Don't really know what else I can really add to it. You can do everything from NK patches settings now, which needed to change the video region. You can change from NTSC to PAL. You can null the EEPROM key in your hard drive. You can, not really much else I can add. Yeah, so that's kind of version 1.1.2. It's not released yet, but like I said, you can download it. The link's in the description. If you download it, you use it, feedback would be nice. Just let me know how you get on. If you can run the extras that's from the hard drive. There's a documents folder that includes how to do that. There's also a folder in there as well that basically has an attached XBE file. So you can read how to do that. I advise running it from the F partition if you have it, because then if you do the factory reset, it will format the E partition. If you have the image on there, it will fail to format the E partition, so obviously run it from the F partition. And you can use that to install dashboards, or you can use the factory reset, which will clean your Xbox to like the day you got it. Anything on the F, if you have an F and G partition, that's not affected. I don't format the F and G partition, I only format the E partition and the C partition. So you could use that to sell an Xbox on a place that doesn't allow modded Xboxes, and then when they get it, they can use the UDDAE exploit to softmod the Xbox, and then they'll have all their games, whatever's on the F and G partition. That's the kind of real only benefit for the reset to factory, unless you just want to start it clean. Yeah. I'm going to stop because I'm just rambling. Anyway, that's a kind of overview of most of the changes. Most of it's back end. Right. Cheerio.